against my better judgment, I'm going to develop that roll of film that I got. So, let's go to the photography store. Please excuse my self-deprecating nature. I just kind of talk like that. Something I'm working on. I'm working on a lot of things. So I'm really interested to see how these turn out, and this will be the first time that I'm looking at them. So if I say negative things as a caveat, I don't hate myself. It's just kind of my nature to be self-deprecating. So don't worry about me. I'm fine. I got this. I got this under control. So most of you are probably here because of motorcycle content, but there is a side of me which you probably already know, that I love photography. And I've never done film photography outside of probably being a teenager and shooting on like disposable cameras and, you know, doing 1 hour photo while you're shopping with your mom kind of thing. So this is my first venture into film, and my buddy Tony sent me some film rolls, and I bought a couple, and I came up on this camera. My coworker Dave had this in his garage, and I don't know much about it. I watched a 3-part video on YouTube on, you know, how to use it, but it's just an early 2000s SLR. I like that it has autofocus, so we'll see how the focus turns out in the photos. I don't really love this lens. I like zoom lenses in general, but I don't really know what I'm doing with film yet. So what I like about zoom lenses is fixed aperture zooms, and I like just being able to reach out a little bit. I like being able to zoom where I don't necessarily have to move my feet. I do believe in zooming with my feet, but sometimes having a zoom lens is nice too. So I'll probably, if this doesn't go terribly and all the photos come out white, I'll probably invest in a little bit nicer lens, since I feel like I didn't pay anything for the camera. So it's kind of a little bit of a benefit there. And yeah, I'm super inspired by my friends like Mike Vicencio, who has been in some of my other videos and put up the lighting in my garage. Josh Seaton, who's a huge inspiration of mine. Back in the day, when I first started shooting motorcycles, and I had already been shooting photography at the time, but I wanted to get into motorcycles. I started following Godspeed 4506. Cicero de Guzman was my original, and still is, a huge inspiration to me in photography, especially when it comes to motorcycle culture. And he was kind of the catalyst that got me into shooting, and he was actually really gracious. I must have reached out to him probably 10 years ago and asked him some questions about how he did what he did and what he looks for in photos and stuff like that. He was super gracious, super nice. I haven't talked to him since then. It's been a really long time, but he's one of the guys that really got me kickstarted into motorcycle photography. And since then, there's been a lot of guys that really inspire me. I work for Matt Laidlaw. He's super inspiring with his video work and his photo work. I don't think he gets enough credit for being a photographer. My coworker Nick, Raul, who's been in the moto photo videos with me, who is learning photography, and it's very fun to watch him learn this process and kind of fall in love with photography. So yeah, if you're looking for strictly motorcycle content, this isn't the video. And it's not really a photography video because I'm not a very good photographer. So it's not like I'm disseminating any kind of education on anyone. This is more so, it's just a labor of love. This is something I like to do. So let's take a look at the photos. Let's see what they look like. And then afterwards, I'll probably take a couple days to edit them and mess around with them. And then we'll come back and revisit those and see what they look like. All right, so we got the photos. That was really fast. This is my first ever roll of film shot. ever. So I've been shooting photography for quite some time now, and let's see how this works out. So, hey, we've got some photos here. So let me see here. Can I select them all? No, I can't. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is gonna do this for every photo, huh? Well, I'm kind of seeing the photos, but let me get these all downloaded, and then we'll kind of go from there. And here we go. I'm really interested to see what I've done right and what I've maybe done wrong here. So, all right, there's 36. A little soft focus, super soft focus. Mike took this one of me. Oh, wow. Zero focus. Maybe I can't trust this autofocus here. No detail. Totally crushed. Oh man, I really wanted that to be in focus too. So first look, I kinda hate them. I hate them all. This may be the last picture of Jeff with his street bob, and my focus was soft. Actually, no, I hate that photo right there, but I'd probably crop it down a little bit more. I don't hate that one either. I hate that one. It's garbage. It's kind of garbage. I really wanted this photo here, and I'm not sure that I love it. I got these cars in here. I got these trash cans in here. I don't really like it. I can probably keep the main building and crop out some of those. But some of these, I felt like maybe I can get a cool shot, but I don't think any of them are necessarily good here. Mike and Maddie, though, I'm about that. See, I'm so used to digital, like I can just take multiple photos, and this is a terrible photo just because the background looks terrible, you know? And Mike and Maddie, and I kind of was shooting this with a little bit different shutter speed here, I believe. I don't know why I took this photo. This is a garbage photo. This is a garbage photo. I don't know why I took that. This is a garbage photo. This is kind of okay. There's a lot of foreground. There's a lot of negative space up here. I'm not really sure that I like this. This is a little bit better, but it needs to be cropped, right? So it looks like it's locked, but even still, it's not straight. I still got trash cans. I probably should have shot this at a longer focal length to keep the lines a little bit straighter, but Maddie looks nice here. I think this is okay, except I cut off her foot, so framing's bad. This is just a terrible photo. I don't like this angle. I don't hate this. I don't really like that I've got a random item there. This is okay. I don't know. Needs to be edited, I suppose. I don't hate this photo, but I don't know how the focus is. This, I was metering for this, and I knew this was going to blow out, but I kind of wanted to mess around with it and see what would happen with it. I like this photo. This is a little bit cleaner, but again, my framing is just poor. And that focus, I don't know how that focus is. Are they all like this? Kinda. This is stupid. This is me trying to be artistic, and it's just stupid. Like, how is the bike just kind of in there? Yeah, these lines are stupid. That's a terrible photo. There's too much backlighting here. See, I can shoot this digitally because I can pull up all this stuff, but in film, I'm not trying to really edit like that. Again, with that one, this is stupid. I kind of like the lighting here. At least it's a little bit more even lighting. Even then, I don't know about my framing here. Garbage. Just feels like a observer photo, not really anything artistic or good looking about it. This is terrible. Terrible. I kind of like the vibes of this. You know, I had like orange sky down here, and then it was blue hour was coming up here, and I still had a little bit of the, you know, the twilight orange down here, but it didn't really come through as far as the colors go. Yeah, this is just super soft. Looks like it didn't focus at all. Maybe I need a manual focus. What was I doing? What was I doing here? This is terrible. Yeah, at least Mike's framing is nice, you know? Like, this framing is nice. That's completely out of focus. I don't know what I was doing here. That's terrible. I like Mike's bike. This looks good. But really wasn't staged properly. I still have to. Well, at least they all came out, I suppose, right? So here, what am I really working on here? Focus is kind of a little bit, leaves a little bit to be desired, right? Yeah, there's a couple half decent shots that I maybe would be okay posting on Instagram, but really nothing to write home about. Like this, I just don't really like the line. Like, I think this is evenly lit and the colors are okay, but I don't really like the lines of the fence here, and the bike isn't straight. Yeah, this is my first roll of film, and this is something that I definitely want to experiment with, and I don't know how well or how long I'm going to use this camera, but I would like to get a little bit sharper of a lens, I think, for sure. And then, yeah, I'm going to mess around with editing these, and we'll see what happens. I'm not hopeful. So I guess I didn't hate the photos as much as I thought I was going to, and trying to give myself a little bit of credit for not totally messing up the exposure on everything. But about 16 of the photos I think are moderately acceptable. But it's been a fun process. I'm excited to shoot more. This is something I definitely want to kind of explore a little bit more. It's definitely not going to replace my digital stuff, but it's kind of like a supplemental fun side project thing. So I'll probably be taking it on trips and taking it out a lot more. I want to mess with different film brands, different dynamic ranges, and kind of see if I can find somewhat of a style within this. And again, my self-deprecation has nothing to do with me trying to ask people for compliments or anything like that. It's just kind of like my humor is slightly dark. It's actually much darker than what you guys see on video here, but yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. And I have a lot of imposter syndrome. You know, there's a lot of people that I am surrounded by that are extremely talented, extremely good at the things that they do, and it's kind of like understanding that, you know, Scalabrini is way closer to LeBron than any of us are to Brian Scalabrini. So just making sure that I stay humble within my own self. And I'm nowhere near where I would want to be in order to consider myself like a really good photographer or something like that. But thank you guys for watching. This is weird content. I'm definitely not going to do this for every roll of film that I shoot. But yeah, this might be a side little thing that kind of just scratches the photography itch every once in a while. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And yeah, here's a slideshow of the photos that I find to be moderately acceptable.